Hello everyone, my name is Mesko and I'm glad to present you a paper entitled Smart City Knowledge Management, Holistic Review and Analysis of the Urban Knowledge Management. Authors of this paper are Roblek from Faculty of Organization Studies in Roblek Mesko and myself, Mesko, Faculty of Management and Faculty of Organization Sciences. University of Primorska and University of Maribor. On this slide you can see the agenda of our presentation. Our presentation consists of 4 parts. First, I will give you a brief introduction, then research approach, after that research of smart city knowledge management approaches, and finally conclusions. Now I would like to present you the purpose of this conceptual paper. The purpose of this paper is to review city ecosystem systems interactions for urban knowledge management practices and prepare a theoretical discussion about the issues of digital resource management processes. The purpose is also to help to understand the smart city knowledge management process, and it is focusing on knowledge phenomenon from a holistic perspective that includes smart city knowledge-based activities, urban data platforms, cyber physical environment, smart urban technologies and city stakeholders, and finally to answer on a research question, which is what are knowledge management practices in a smart city governance. As I mentioned before, the goal of this conceptual paper is to point out the importance of knowledge management in the processes of smart city development and its day-to-day operations. So how we achieved these objectives, this goal? We analyzed the journal articles, conference papers, books and edited volumes published between 1990s and April 2020. So we searched literature through Google Scholar, Web of Science, Scopus databases, and then we used Boolean keyword combination for searching the relevant work. This combination includes a smart city and knowledge, smart city and knowledge management, smart city and ecosystems. The research approach included processes of literature search on online databases, elimination of non-relevant works, literature review, definition of research question and evaluation and text analysis. Technologically advanced intelligent communities represent cities such as Adelaide, Australia, Leeds, United Kingdom, Moscow, Russia, Vienna, and others. These ecosystems can be described as an independent social system of participants, organizations, material, infrastructure and symbolic resources. According to authors mentioned in this slide, is for smart ecosystem essential to establish the connection between the cyber physical infrastructure, the information and communication infrastructure, the social infrastructure and the business infrastructure. However, Nem and Pardo expose that present important drivers for urban growth, also human capital, social and relational capital and environment. On this slide you can see the cyber-physical infrastructure of a smart city on this figure 1, and I would like to tell you that complexity of the system is increasing with the additional digital components that successfully use integrated computer networks and physical processes. Such integrated processes from the collaborative cyber-physical social system can be understood as brains of the city, and the successful establishment of the cyber-physical social system, which presents the central urban governance management system, enables the emergence of so-called smart community, which is prospering in the innovative economy. So now I will present you smart city stakeholders' role and their interests. The key stakeholders in terms of their cooperation with other groups in the knowledge management processes and their values for stakeholders are users. These are citizen, NGO, public interest group, and then drivers like ICT firms, utility, consulting and business firms, then resource providers like universities, research institutions, city work units, other firms, and then finally framework enablers, which are city councils, elected officials, smart city initiatives, financial organizations. The development of a knowledge management framework in a smart city ecosystem leads us to the question of how to define its knowledge management concepts. So, we use a definition of NEM and Parder. They identify knowledge management concept in a smart city as a set of common multi-dimensional components underlying the smart city concept and the core factors for a successful smart city initiative. These components are technology, persons, institutions like, for example, public companies, universities, agencies. So, the smart knowledge management mechanisms are based on social technical perspectives, the emergence of urban infrastructure and technology-based services, and the development of social learning skills. Technology-mediated services use data to gain intelligent insights, ideas, crowdsourcing for a delivery of better public services, knowledge in order to develop smart device applications that enable citizens to play a role in participation through the preparation and decision making of public policies, and to increase the added value of business processes like citizen-centric. In the smart city, knowledge management, governance and knowledge management processes present the main topics for the implementation of urban knowledge management practices. City government, citizens, the private sector and the public sector form the so-called four qubits that manage knowledge assets in technologically advanced urban ecosystem. An essential factor in the emergence of the smart city knowledge present research and development. This part of the area. Advanced urban technologies and services such explicit knowledge which is generated with the urban ecosystem in the business environment, in public-private partnership, universities and institutes, and in communication between citizens. Such a holistic approach of multi-stakeholder relations in the context of the smart city projects is recognized as the knowledge management governance type of implementation of knowledge management practices. And the next slide, in table 2, you will see the creation of knowledge in the smart city according to the human domain. Managers of knowledge management processes in the urban ecosystem must ensure that instability does not occur during the many processes of setting and implementing different types of knowledge. In the columns you can see this different type of knowledge: tacit knowledge, explicit knowledge, and strategic knowledge. And then on the rows you can see definition, knowledge-based activities for these types of knowledges, prosperities and type of knowledge management practices implementation. Citizens, businesses, city administration and urban technologies create knowledge, vast amount of raw digital data in the ecosystem when they are used, communicate or have observed through advanced urban technologies through their everyday life processes. For example, human to human, machine to human, machine to machine and machine to machine communication. And in the next slide you will see table 3, which shows the creation of knowledge in a smart city in the field of urban smart technologies. As I mentioned before, now we'll switch to creation of knowledge in the smart city from the urban technology domain perspective, and this will be shown in table 2. For the creation of knowledge in the smart city, we can use different urban technology domain like data, information, urban data platform. So here on this table you can see the definition of all 3 urban technology domains, definition of data, information, and then urban data platform. And then what are the knowledge-based activities for all 3, properties and type of knowledge management practices implementation. You can here see that this knowledge management processes within data, and then also for information, and knowledge management governance type for urban data platform. I would like to add that it is essential to know that the creation of new knowledge within the smart city is not only about processing objective information. It is about the fact that the creation of new knowledge depends on the use of implicit knowledge, which is often recognized as highly subjective knowledge of an individual. For smart knowledge management in a city, those involved must adopt the advanced urban technology that play an important role in improving the complexity of data collection and its analysis. Smart technology can collect knowledge from citizens, for example, codifying habits with visualization, use of e-services. They transfer raw data, processing and storage centers, for example, by providing rich information about citizens using platforms such as e-health, e-go, e-learning, e-social connections for seniors, e-mobility. In the cyberspace could also be used video and audio to explain functionalities, usage and human control. And for the conclusions, I would like to mention what I said at the beginning. The research goal of this paper was to find an answer to the research question. I told you that at the beginning I mentioned our research question, which is what is the knowledge management role in smart cities governance. In order to answer this research question, we reviewed the existing scientific literature on knowledge management, smart cities and ecosystems. It was found out that knowledge management mechanisms of the smart cities are based on technical perspectives, the integration of knowledge management perspectives, and the development of learning skills. These elements are smart cities interlinked elements which improve smart city knowledge management mechanism. In the next steps, we define stakeholders in line with the development of smart urban management systems and the role of stakeholders in the knowledge management processes. We said that the key stakeholders are users, drivers, resource providers and framework enablers. And according to various studies, we can conclude that the creation of new knowledge within the smart city is about the fact that the creation of new knowledge depends on the use of implicit knowledge. This review provides evidence that knowledge management in a smart city must adopt advanced urban technologies. This can collect knowledge tacitly from citizens and transfer raw data to data processing and storage centers. I would like to mention also the limitation of our paper, which is that no survey or experiment was conducted, since the main aim was to review existing literature and practical case. For further studies, we should focus on the research about knowledge development and its governance processes in the real smart city environment. It would be necessary to define further the evaluation tools of knowledge acquired within the smart city and to develop indicators for its public evaluation following realistic study examples. Thank you. Here you can find resources. Thank you very much.